Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 287. I'm Ryan, joined by my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin.
Heyo.
And Merry GEEKMas, you filthy animals. It's that time of the year. It's that time of the year. It is GEEKMas time, or Christmas time, as we call it here in the street household. I guess you guys call it that too. It's Christmas time. We call it GEEKMas time on here because we're geeks.
Yes.
And we talk about geeky things. Tonight, we are diving in to probably one of the greatest, could it be one of the greatest Christmas franchises of all time?
I think so.
Maybe? You think so?
I mean, how many Christmas franchises are there?
So many.
Well, you've got
this from the Santa Claus.
Santa Claus,
yeah. Yep.
The Rudolph stop motion series.
Yeah, I was gonna say all the stop motion movies, right?
The Rudolph universe.
The Rudolph universe.
Rudolph-averse.
Rudolph-averse.
But this may be one of the greatest, if not the greatest.
Is
the
Gremlins
Home Alone.
Is Gremlins 2 a Christmas movie? I don't remember.
Yes.
Okay, so Gremlins is another series.
Yes, because people keep saying, okay, well, they make replicas of the leg lamp and they make replicas of the moose glasses. Why don't they make a replica of a gremlin with the glowing red eyes that you could stick in the middle of your Christmas tree?
Nice.
Because that's one of the famous scenes from that. It's got you see the glowing red eyes, and it's a gremlin that's inside the Christmas tree. It's just sort of spying on this lady.
That would be cool.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of Christmas franchises, I guess. I mean, besides the Santa Claus. Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah. Die Hard. Yeah. Did all of them?
I think it's just the one. Right?
Is this the one? Right?
The second one, I think.
Is it a Christmas too?
It's around the holidays. I don't think it's on Christmas.
It happens during Christmas.
There's snow.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, I guess.
Every movie occurs during some point in time, but yes, a lot. I mean, that's when they come on. Actually, they come on at Halloween and Christmas, right? So that because there's wizards and stuff, so I guess it fits in the Halloween and then Christmas because there's snow and Christmas at some point. So
they always say Happy Christmas, Harry.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah. So I think this is
I think so.
You.
Yeah.
And I'm donning. If you're watching on YouTube,
you
should be. You should be liking and subscribing, hitting that bell. I'm wearing my tribute to Harry tonight from Harry and Marv, the Wet or Sticky Bandits, depending on the movie of the franchise.
Wet and Sticky.
It's really a franchise though, because there's only really two good ones, and the rest are just.
I was gonna say I don't know that I really care for the other ones as much, but
I mean, technically, yes.
But still, there's not a whole lot of Christmas movies that there's. There are actually other movies that have sequels, but you don't remember them. We can't remember them, so they must not be that important.
But I'm wearing my tribute hat, the little beanie rolled up. It's not burnt on top yet.
That's
who knows what's going to happen later. Stick around. It could happen. My head could just light on fire.
Yes,
it could. But tonight we're going to. Katrin has made a bracket of all the booby traps.
Yes. Of
the Home Alone. Is it just the first and second one?
It is the first and second movies, yes. I took a list from
the really good ones.
Yeah, a website that showed all the really good ones, and I've got descriptions of them in case we forget like what it is. And I had to change some of the names because they were weird. I was like, what does that even mean? And some were inappropriate. So yeah, we ended up with 25 total, and there are at least two that I'm like, is that really? But bad. I mean, but it's a booby trap. The idea is these are booby traps, not necessarily the most painful. This started off as like, hey, why don't we do Would You Rather? But I think what will make more sense is just to go through it and say which one is the most painful. Yeah, and see what we come up with, right? it's kind of a would you rather, but which would you rather not happen? And I figure we could talk about like why this one is bad over another, whichever one we're talking about, and then and figure out which one's worse. So.
I also think that Home Alone 2 stands up alongside the original Home Alone very well.
I think so.
Yes.
There's not many movies that the sequels are just as good as the first one, but I think it's just as good.
I think so too. Especially when you think about the other ones that aren't that great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that one is pretty good. I mean, it's kind of humorous, I guess, or like what? they forget him again, or well, they didn't really forget him. He gets lost. It's like you can't keep track of this kid. What's going on with this? But and then they make a joke about it, at the airport when they're talking to security or just the police, I guess, when they're talking to the police and like this happens.
Become a McAllister tradition.
Yeah, and they kind of laugh it off.
We did watch the newest one with the British kid.
Yeah,
and it's funny. It's got funny moments, but I tend to root for the couple in it more than the boy because the boy is just like Kevin is like sweet kid. It's like a sweet kid, but he knows how to take care of himself. And this one, the boy is just like. Not very nice. Not a nice kid at all. And you're just like, I'm rooting for the couple to get their doll back.
I think these movies have, at least the first two, can tug on your heartstrings too, right?
Yeah.
Because in the first one, you've got the old man that he's has a bad relationship with his family, right? And Kevin helps make that right. And then in the second one, you've got the pigeon lady that he becomes her friend, and she doesn't have friends, and it's like, man, what a great kid, And it I don't know, it gets a little tear going every time.
Oh, and Kevin, I started to call him Kevin McAllister. Macaulay Culkin just got his star on the Walk of Fame, so he seems to be doing a lot better, which is really good. He's married to the girl from, I think, Brenda's song,
Sweet Life
of Zach and Cody.
Yeah, they got 2 kids.
Got 2 kids, yeah. Seem to be doing good. All right,
and his brother was in the movie as well, right? Fuller.
Yeah. He played the kid, he's
the cousin or something. Yeah, he's the bed. In the second one, he's laying in this bed at the hotel, and he's by himself. Everybody else is like sharing beds, and he's got all these cokes beside him. So fun.
All
right. So,
how should we start this?
What we're gonna do? I've got it up on the screen here, and I'll have to scroll up on the other one, and we'll just start at the top on round 1.
Okay.
And our very first bracket has, I think this one will be pretty easy, but we'll go ahead with it. So we've got the head blowtorch. So this is the part where he walks into the house in the first one. And this is Harry walks in and he triggers this torch that burns his hat, the hat that you're wearing, right?
Yes.
And then
hat.
Yep. And so this is up against tar. So what this is when Marv is going up the stairs and he gets stuck in the tar that his feet are getting stuck in, right? And it sets up a different booby trap, but it's still a booby trap because it's like, now you don't have shoes,
Yes.
So we're not including the last part of that trap. That's a separate one?
That's a separate one.
Okay.
So it's not as bad.
Definitely the blowtorch. It's
blowtorch. Yeah.
Okay.
Blowtorch to the head.
We're going. Yeah. So I mean,
hurting just thinking of it.
Right. So it burns his head, and he loses part of his hat, of course. And then he sticks his head in the snow.
Should have brought a lighter over.
And it's not good. So I think that's pretty painful. That's an easy one. So the next one will be a little bit more challenging on that one. Okay. All right. So next in our list is electrocution. So this is from the second one. You were asking about that earlier. This is where this is Marv. And
Marv.
I can't remember. It was
a sink.
A sink.
He is going to wash his face off or something.
It's got like a car battery or something hooked up to it.
When he turned the knobs,
there's an arc welder plugged into it. Yeah.
It was hooked up to something, and he's being electrocuted by holding onto the sink, and he turns into a skeleton at one point, and then turns back to Marv. Yeah, It's a bad one.
Have y'all ever been
No one should have
electrocuted
killed him.
before?
As a child,
Yeah, it's not fun.
I don't remember it because I was a
Yeah, you stuck a
knife
knife into the circuitry of a
dishwasher button in between the dishwasher
Yeah.
buttons, and it shot me across the room like a cartoon, and I splatted up against the wall and slid down the
Yeah,
wall.
and
Oh
we
my
still
goodness.
use that knife.
It's still here. I have it
Yeah,
somewhere. Yeah,
it's got like a little burnt
yeah, it's got a little
chip
burnt chip out of it.
in it.
Seriously, that's funny.
Yeah.
I'm still alive. I'm a
So
cartoon.
the time I got electrocuted was I worked at a ballpark in Maryville. Every summer I worked at this tournament, softball tournament, and I worked the cotton candy machine. And every year it would rain, so we had to unplug everything, when it rained, because back then in the 80s and 90s it was very, I guess it was 90s. We just didn't have good electric protection or whatever, I guess. I don't know. So it didn't plug everything. So I would unplug it. Everything's good. But then when the rain stopped, we said, okay, let's plug everything in. So I'd plug in the cotton candy machine. And right as I plugged it in, it's still wet. And I would get a jolt. Have it every time. I was like, I think I'd learn. But no, I was a dumb teenager. So, that's just like a little bit, And you think about those lighters. Do y'all remember the trick lighters? Where,
Yeah.
I was always scared of those. And it's probably nothing, But this seems bad.
The bug swatters that are electrified.
Yes, those are fun.
Mm-hmm.
We had those in college, and we would try to hit people with them, it's like a tennis racket or something.
In high school science class, the science classes all has big tables when we were growing up, anyways, and each of them had outlets on it, so you could plug in your science stuff.
Yeah,
kids would take paper clips because they thought it was fun and stick them in the outlets. That was like a thing they would do in class.
All right.
Prove that they were alive, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. So electrocution, we've decided it's bad. It's going up against the slippery ladder. If you don't remember what that is, there's on Home Alone 2, there's a ladder that has this green slime on it.
Yep.
And he's trying to go up, and
he jumps onto it.
Yeah, and he ends up sliding off of it, and he falls flat on his back, and then a big glob of the green goo falls straight on his face.
Which that one would hurt because it was the ladder on the side of the building, like in New York. So he had climbed up something, jumped through the air, grabbed onto it, and slipped off, and then fell down. I don't know how many feet, flat on his back on the hard alleyway of a New York building.
That would hurt.
Yeah, it's probably not as bad as electrocution. Right?
I'm kind of leaning towards electrocution, though. Especially since it turned into a skeleton. You went Looney Tunes on that one, then.
Yeah.
Electrocution.
I think so too. I think that's gonna win. All right.
If he hadn't turned into a skeleton, maybe. But
okay. So slippery ladder is out.
See ya.
We move on to the next group, and we have Hat Explosion, which I'll explain, and then Icy Staircase. So the Icy Staircase is from the first movie where there's two staircases, but this is just either one, right? Just an icy staircase where he puts water on the staircase earlier in the day, and it gets colder and turns to ice, right? Mm-hmm. And then the Hat Explosion's in the second movie, once again, and it's where the torch happens again on his hat, but this time when he sticks his head, there's no snow. He sticks his head into a sink that's filled with kerosene.
No, a toilet.
A toilet. That's right. Yeah,
a toilet
filled with kerosene, and it feel like that's probably going to win it.
Yeah, I got to go with the toilet head explosion.
Yeah. Although falling down a staircase made of ice is.
It would hurt, but you wouldn't.
Like
his teeth went black. That was how bad the explosion was.
All right, slippery on a staircase. You can survive that. Really, the explosion should have killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's lots of things that should kill them. And as I'm watching it, I'm just like, there's no way most of the things anybody could survive. In fact, they did a special a while back that went through each of these, and they did simulations of them. They're like, you wouldn't really survive this. So.
No.
All right. So moving on, we got Tripwire, which if you don't remember this is in the first one where they're chasing Kevin through the hallway, and he's got a tripwire. And this one, he ends up falling and knocking himself out. Harry does, which I'm like, okay, you just fell. It's not that big of a deal. But he knocked himself out, so it must have been a pretty hard fall, because Marv is okay, but he can't. He grabs the kid. He grabs Kevin by the leg. And he's like, I got him. And Harry's just over like, it was a pretty bad fall. But then the other one is rope cut. So this is also in the first one where they're trying to go along the rope to get to Kevin in the clubhouse thing, the tree. And he ends up cutting the rope, and they kind of swing and fall. All right. Mm-hmm. Did they swing into the house, or did they just fall? I feel like they just fell.
I think they just fell. And the second one, I think they swing into the side of a building.
I think so too.
Yeah. No, the second one, when they're on the rope, they're going down, and it's covered in kerosene.
Yeah, that's
and when Kevin gets to the bottom, he lights it on fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it was snowy.
Yeah.
So when it was cut, they landed in snow, possibly.
Maybe not so bad.
So bad.
Still a fall.
It's still a fall though.
Yeah.
The tripwire, it wasn't a big fall.
No. And
I feel like that could happen just like walking through your house and just tripping over anything.
Yeah, it happens all the
every
time.
Day. It hurts, But falling 2 stories from a rope.
Yeah.
We'll go with that one.
Yeah.
I think so too. All right. Okay. Next. Concrete powder bag fall. So this is on the second one as well. Yeah, because it's in the house that they're renovating. Right. And there's this big bag of concrete powder, and there's a rope tied to it, and the rope is going down this hole so that he thinks he can grab onto it and climb up to the next level, because there's these just holes in the floor for whatever reason. And he ends up pulling on it too much, I think he climbs up a little bit, and then he falls down. And then
he does like a big. He tugs it, and then it's like, it's okay, and then he does a big jump, and puts all his weight on it, and it just shoots back down.
Yeah. So then the ornaments on the floor, of course, is after Marv loses his shoes, and he tries to go in through a window. It's open. He's like, Harry, I've got this. I'm coming in. And he doesn't look on the floor. We're watching this week, and my son's like, just look down. It's why would you walk into a room and not look down on the ground?
Yeah, this is after he stepped on a nail. You think he'd be looking where he was stepping at this point.
Yeah. This one's kind of a tough one, right?
I think you have to look at the after effects here.
Yeah.
So the ornaments, yes, you may have some to get out of your foot. The concrete powder, it's going to hurt like crazy land from that distance, and you're going to get getting concrete out of you for days and days.
Yeah.
It's going to be all up in your nose and your ears and your mouth, your eyes. If it gets wet, it's going to harden on you probably.
Mm-hmm.
And that fall, it wasn't like, it was a shelf. It was like 2 or 3 stories up that it fell on his.
That's true.
Him.
It's
so
quite
I'm going concrete.
I was leaning towards the feet on the ornaments, because just that there's just something about that just really kind of and then like having to pick stuff out and then having to walk on the feet after that. But you kind of sold me a little bit. It was a very high place that concrete fell from.
And it was like multiple bags, wasn't it?
I think it's just one
wrapped
bag
together. It was a huge bag.
Yeah, it was a big bag, and it's quite the impact, because that stuff's not light.
Yeah, so that could kill you. That could kill you.
So. Yeah, I think you're right. Ornaments on the floor, maybe kind of like walking on gravel without socks or shoes on. Like, it hurts, but you get over it.
You can get away with that. Yeah. But having that hit you in the head, it could snap your neck.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Moving on.
All right. Next, we have the brick throw, which is in the second movie, where he's throwing bricks down at them. Chucking them at their heads, and then sliding into the shelf. So this one is kind of weird, because this is the one that said some words that I didn't want to say on the podcast, but it hits him in the groin, so he slides and he slides into this shelf, right? Which is pretty painful, but I don't know. What do y'all think?
Well, it runs into the groin, so that, and then the shelf falls on top of him.
That's
with
true.
All
I forgot about that.
with all the paint cans, and all the paint spills all over him.
Yeah,
all into his eyes because he's like trying to wipe it off to see. So you got multiple paint cans with multiple paint all over you. Your groin is hurt, but he did get hit in the face like I think 4 times with a brick from a 2 or 3-story building.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in the face every time, and it left marks on his face.
Yeah.
I feel bad for my groin, but I might be going like I don't want the brick in the face.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
It is a hard one.
Yeah. One would give you a concussion, one would make you talk higher, and you'd be covered in paint.
Yeah.
I
think multiple concussions.
Yeah, I don't think I want the brick to the face.
I think head injuries are kind of a theme here that want to happen. I think the brick. Yeah.
As someone who's had multiple head injuries,
as someone who's had multiple groin injuries, I would say I would rather be hit there than the face.
That's right. Not the face. All right. Moving on.
Money maker.
Now you asked about the nail after the tar. So this is the hidden nail. So he didn't see it on the stairs because it's on this piece of shingle, and it's it's dark. He's just mad, and that's the part of this too. Is you think about, why didn't you look for this? Why didn't you think about this? Well, they're angry. They're stupid criminals. But they're just in a hurry because they want to get the kid. They're not thinking about their surroundings really until they start trying to think about it, but it doesn't help any. So the nail and then tumbling toolbox. So this is another something falling from on high.
From a staircase, yes.
Yeah, from the staircase. And I think this is the second one as well. And I don't think it hits them in the head necessarily, but just kind of hits them in the body.
Actually, it hits the door, knocks the door off, and it's like toolbox door them into the wall. So I would take toolbox all day long over stepping on a nail that goes
yeah. And if you haven't seen Violent Night, there's an even worse thing with the nail.
Yeah. I think I've seen it. I don't remember.
I
don't want to know. I don't want to remember. I've blocked it. But yeah, so the impact was more spread out with the toolbox. It was one of those high ones, those tall ones.
Yeah.
And it hit the door first, so it made the impact a lot less. So I'm taking that. It'd just be like playing football. It'd just be like getting hit by
I'll take stepping on the ornaments, but stepping on that nail. Oh no.
Not seeing it. Like there's a difference between stepping on something that is going to hurt. Like, oh, this is going to hurt.
Oh, I'm barefoot right now. My foot is hurting just thinking.
But when you don't know it's coming.
Oh.
Oh no.
Let's
shoes. Move on. Move along. Move along.
We'll have to cover it again. So all right. The next two, we have staple gun and then the paint pot pendulum. So this is the paint cans really. I don't know why this call it paint pot, but paint cans were swinging and hit him in the face once again. And then the staple gun, I'm trying to remember what that one was.
So it's what is it? They're like trying to open a door or something, and it's hooked up to is it a staple gun or is it like a nail gun?
It's like a heavy duty staple gun. So not like something you would use in your house, but it's something you would use like those big thick staples,
right?
Like those big thick ones. So it's not the little ones.
I feel like it staples them around the groin somewhere.
There's once in the nose.
Yes, in the nose.
Yeah.
He manages to staple himself 3 times with this mean trap, including once in the nose. Ouch.
Yeah, I think once in behind, once in the front.
Great skin.
And then one in the nose.
And then the pot, the paint cans.
Cans to the face. It's multiple paint cans.
I think I'm thinking the paint cans, maybe.
I think so too, because I feel like that was one of those like they could have stepped out of the way.
Yeah.
Like it would,
or like
it would
put
hurt,
their hand.
They did step out of the way in the
They
second one.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's coming. So don't.
Yeah.
So I think I'd rather have that happen.
I'd rather have paint cans and staples in my face. Ugh.
Yeah, so Staples bad.
Staples bad. All right.
Gosh.
All right.
We have a trend going here. We don't like stuff stuck into us.
That's right. All right. So you mentioned we talked about the swinging paint cans. Now we're talking about a swinging metal pipe. Right?
Yeah.
That's what comes down.
Yeah, and that hits them once and knocks them down, and then he cuts the wire, and it comes down and hits them again. Yeah,
that part's funny though too, because he does the cans and they're like, "Oh, you got us!" You know? It's like, "Oh no!" and they're laughing. Like, you really think he thinks he got you? You know, but yeah. And then the other one here is shovel to the face. So this is when old man Marley comes in at the end of one and whacks him with a big snow shovel. So these are kind of similar. It's like, do you want to be slapped with something metal, almost like a metal chair, you know, in wrestling, or a big pipe that hits you in the face and then falls on top of it?
I feel like the pipe is heavier.
Yeah, and Kevin must be
momentum.
like have super strength because he picked up that pipe and threw it over the top of the banister. He's like, oh, like it was nothing. But yeah, I think the shovel's once, right?
Yeah,
and the pipe you get hit like twice and a fall downstairs,
which is kind of funny because
through a hole, right? They go down.
Yeah, they go down the whole level.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad.
And then it comes down the whole level at it.
That's the worst
I'll
one.
take the shovel over the pipe.
So they've gone through all of these painful things, and then what gets them in the end of the first movie is the shovel to the face, though.
Yes.
It's kind of funny. All right. Yeah. We're moving on to the second round. If you can believe it.
Only 64 more rounds to go.
We'll go a little bit quicker. We'll have to describe everything. So round two, in the first, we've got hot door handle. So we haven't gone over this one yet. We did have some buys because we had so many. But hot door handle. So this is where he puts the I don't know what that is, but it's a loop that
it's a heating element.
That's some kind of a heating element. But I'm like, what do you? I guess to was it for?
It was for heating up doorknobs.
There you go, heating up doorknobs. He puts it on the doorknob, and it doesn't melt through the doorknob, thankfully, but it makes it really hot. And then I think the coolest part is it has an M on the handle, so he gets that M imprinted on his handle, burned onto his handle on his hand. And then the rope cut, of course, is the one where they're going across the zip line and they fall. So a fall or just a hot hand.
I think I'd rather fall.
Yeah, I'd rather fall too. Because he still has the mark on him in the second movie. He's like, hey, remember me?
That's still got to hurt. Like that doesn't go away. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think that pain's going to go away.
Okay. Hot door handles for the win.
You'll heal from the fall more than you heal from the burn.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. All right, next one we have another buy, the tarantula. So the tarantula is not a dangerous creature. It's very docile, but it's scary. Like there are people that are terrified of spiders. If it were a cockroach, I would be that'd probably be winner of all these because I cannot stand to see those things. And so there was one time. This is so bad. It's kind of embarrassing, but when we were in college. And I had long hair. I was sitting at the BSU, and there's like these blinds behind us. And I'm like, what is that? You know, it's like my hair was tickling me or something like that. And then all of a sudden, this like one of these little like water roaches or whatever comes out. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was in my hair.
He shaved his head that night.
Yeah, no. But it was in the blinds, I guess. It was nasty. So I don't like bugs.
Does a tarantula bite him? I don't remember.
It doesn't. No, it's just
there. And I've held a tarantula before. Yeah. It's not pleasant, but I would still rather do that than have a concrete bag hit me in the face.
Yeah.
So one of the results, though, of the tarantula, if you remember, is that it ends up on top of Harry on his chest.
That's true. And he gets hit.
And he's like, "Don't move." Crowbar and whacks him right in the chest, and doesn't break any ribs. If you include that, I don't think. I think the trap is the tarantula. He sets the trap as the tarantula, so I don't think we include that.
Yeah, concrete wins.
I think so. I think the concrete as well.
Were there ones above that? If you scrolled up, did we miss some?
We did. No, yeah, we did. Actually, we did. I'm sorry. We'll go back. Yeah, let me.
It's all over now. It's a start over.
I know, right? It'll be okay.
But this is just the first 2 movies. We've got 3 others we got to go.
I know we do. No, just kidding. All right. So we have the falling iron. So this is another buy. So this is just a standard home iron that falls down and hits him in the head, and leaves a pretty bad imprint on his face somehow, like square perfectly on.
Blowtorch wins. Just
head on the blowtorch.
yeah,
that wins.
All right.
Setting your head on fire.
It'll blowtorch, submit. There we go. By the way, I don't like this app that I'm using for this bracket, but it is what it is. All right. Next, we have electrocution or hat explosion. So that's a tough one. He sticks his head in the kerosene that's on fire. His head's on fire, and it ends up blowing up. Or the electrocution when arc welder and water.
Both could kill you.
Yes, and easily.
Should have killed them both.
yeah,
easily.
Yeah. I'm thinking hat explosion.
I'm thinking so too. I mean, people get electrocuted as treatment.
I have a TENS unit that I wear every once in a while.
Yeah,
my
it's
back
like
pain.
a TENS.
So head explosion. There we go.
Yeah, the shock could heal your back. So
yeah. All right. Let's get back down to the lower part. We've got feather coat. So this is another buy. This is not painful at all. As it was described in one of the articles I looked at, it's embarrassing. So there's some kind of this isn't the tar on him. This is like some kind of adhesive that gets on somebody, and then these feathers fall on him. So I think this one's pretty easy and safe to say that the brick throw is going to win.
Brick throw,
this one, and we'll move on to the next one. All right, next group we have is BB gun shot to the groin. So this is the first time we're seeing this one. They're knocking on the door trying to get in, and the BB gun comes out through the dog door and shoots Harry. And Marv's like, "What are you doing?"
And he gets shot in the head with it.
And he gets shot in the head, which is not on here, but yeah. And the other one is the hidden nail.
Hidden nail.
It's a BB gun.
Yeah, it's a BB gun. I'll take the BB gun.
I take the BB gun. Yeah.
Hidden nail wins.
All right. Excellent. And it's saving.
You should try out. Another Christmas movie.
Yep. Okay. And the next group, we have the rope burn. So we mentioned this earlier. It's in the second movie where they're trying to get down the rope, and he's like, "Why does this rope smell this funny way?" And he said, "It's got kerosene on it." And that's where Kevin lights it on fire, and they decide that they need to go back up for some reason instead of just slide down and probably put it out if they slide down fast enough. This is going against the staple gun where they get stapled in the face, or he gets stapled in the face.
They fall down with the rope.
They end up falling, because
they don't catch fire, they just fall. Which I mean, not pleasant.
It hurts. Yeah, I mean they fall down through something. They fall down through a scaffolding through that into the lower depths of the.
Well, this is outside. This is outside the building
because there's scaffolding outside the building. They hit that and they go through to like a stairway down to where the basement is, I guess.
And is this where some like tarnish or some varnish or something tarnish, some kind of like stain or something falls on them?
Yeah, falls on them too. I think I'm leaning towards getting stapled.
You'd rather get stapled?
Well, yeah, because like I feel like there is a chance you could die from the fall.
Yeah, that's true.
And everything, and you would survive the staple.
That's true.
Painful, but
I mean, people get their nose pierced every day, so
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean,
okay,
or never walking.
Kerosene fall. Kerosene fall of doom.
Yes. All right. The next one, and it's doing its thing, so we'll put it on the screen here in a minute, is bird seed shroud or swinging metal pipe. So the bird seed is when they're covered in that stuff because he ends up getting away from them and running towards Central Park after he calls the cops, right?
Yeah.
But he falls on. He's like, how's it feel to slip on ice or whatever? And then they grab him and they take him into the park for whatever reason. That's where they're going to shoot him or scare him real bad, I guess. But
no, they're going to shoot him. They had a gun.
Yeah. And then that's when the bird lady shows up, the pigeon lady, and she ends up throwing bird seed all over him, and all the pigeons pounce onto them and probably pecking at them and I would say biting them to get the seeds, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I would rather have an inanimate object fall on me.
Really?
And to have living creatures pecking my eyes out.
I got you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know.
Because the pipe, it's going to fall and be done.
Okay.
And then you fall.
All those birds.
Story.
Well, yeah, but still, all those birds just pecking at you constantly. I mean, did you ever watch the movie The Birds? I'm telling you, they can tear you up. And pigeons are like the rats of the sky. So
many diseases.
Yeah. If they don't kill you that day, you'll die another day from all their rabies and diseases and stuff or whatever they have.
All right. So,
Did I sway you to my birdseed shroud?
It'd be pretty bad.
That's just me personally.
At you.
Seeing that they survived the swingy metal pipe.
That's true.
They didn't get up from the bird seed at the end. I'm like, okay,
that took them out.
I'll give you the birds. I'll give you the birds.
They could have plucked their eyeballs out too.
They could have.
Yeah.
So there's nothing stopping them. So we'll go with that.
Yeah. It took a police officer shooting a gun in the air for the birds
to move away. All right. We're on to round 3. We're getting there, folks.
Oh, 2 heads.
2 heads
going head to head.
That's funny that this ended up this way. I swear it was all randomized. So just a blowtorch or blowtorch with an explosion?
I would say blowtorch with an explosion because
it's
an easy one.
Get up the ante.
That's an easy one. Yep. All right. Next we have the hot door handle or the concrete powder bag falling on top of you. And again, I think this was on the body, not necessarily in the face.
I
don't know. To me, a hot door handle, he's able to go put it in the snow, fairly quickly. And
which would you rather happen to you?
But it's going to be permanent, scar on your hand.
Yeah,
right?
and so I still feel like he's still feeling that years later.
That's true.
And
then the powder bag,
pick something up.
Yeah, it feels weird. Yeah, you got to shake hands and be like, "Oh, what happened to you? What you got on your hand?"
Yeah,
you got to explain.
There, you got to
grab this handle
every time.
I'm a criminal.
Because I think that the powder bag hit you once, done with.
I mean, it could break your ribs and stuff. So I don't know. I think we're going with hot door hand.
That's going to win it all.
One of the lists, I think it did, honestly. Okay, brick throw or the hidden nail. So somebody throwing a brick at your head, at your face, at your eyes, at your nose, your teeth, or stepping on a nail. That's still painful.
That's so bad.
How old is Kevin McAllister in this movie?
He's like 10.
I think I'd rather have a 10-year-old throw a big brick at my head than step on a nail.
Because you can catch the brick. Like, why didn't they try to catch it? What was going on here?
Well, I mean, Harry just moved out of the way 4 times.
Right. Yeah.
Marv was just an idiot. It's the same place.
Yeah. I'm thinking nail.
That nail. Every time I watch that,
it's my least favorite part. I will say
that hurts.
True. This is going to come down to okay. All right. We got rope burn, so sliding down the rope, or the bird seed shroud. So the bird's picking at your eyes, and
the birds could tickle a bit. Could be fun.
The rope burn again. They're falling through all sorts of things.
The scaffolding broke their fall, so I'm still saying the bird seed's worse.
All right.
Yeah. That many birds on you. Oh, don't even want to imagine. All the poop all over you. All the
we're down to
your mouth probably.
And again, they could take your eyeball.
Yeah. That's true. I could take that.
All right. Down to the semifinals. Hat explosion or hot door handle.
Yeah, I've been an advocate for not burning my hand, but I mean,
I bet you're gonna burn your head, so I think hat explosion wins.
Yeah, it explodes. Like it explodes. Yeah. It's got an explosion. Like
All right, and then
nail.
Hidden birdseed trap. Losing an eyeball.
This is a hard one.
I would rather the birds get at me than step on that nail. Because at least like with the birds, like I mean, it's just like what's exposed is your face and hands. Everything else is covered, so you could cover your face.
So those pigeons are sneaky though. They'll crawl up your pants leg.
But like stepping on that nail.
Was there keeping anything keeping them from running?
Not really. No.
Oh well, yeah, because they're like all the weight of the pigeons,
and they're trying to hold on to Kevin, right?
And I feel like they could just
have a shot.
Just put the nail. That's fine.
I think it's nail. All right, put the nail in the coffin, right? All right, we're down to it. These are pretty good. I like these. All right, hat explosion or hidden nail. Your head exploding is pretty deadly.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty first you're burning.
Yeah,
and then you're sticking your head in an explosive.
I'm pretty sure liquid. A kerosene explode or a toilet with kerosene in it, and your head on fire is going to be worse in the long run.
Yeah, I still don't want to step on a nail.
I still don't want to, but unless you get
you can get a tetanus shot.
Would you rather? So this is the would you rather part. Would you rather step on a hidden nail or have your head explode? I think step on a hidden nail.
Yeah, step on a nail.
As much as it would stink.
Yes.
All right. So we have our winner, folks.
Hat explosion.
So the worst booby trap, as determined by the geeks of iamGEEK, is the hat explosion of the first two movies. Those are the worst. That is the worst booby trap.
Yeah.
I feel good about it.
Yeah.
I think that's a good choice.
If the toilet was just filled with water, it would be a whole difference in outcome. But it wasn't.
No.
Kevin was like, "Let's see what I can do to kill these guys."
I think between the hat explosion and the electrocution, those are the two things that probably
they would have both
falling. They would have both killed you. Right?
Oh, they would have both been dead.
But also all the falls are pretty bad too. Like there's some of those falls I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, they're not getting up from that.
Yeah. But since they did, we have to do this.
Well, there we go. Next year we'll go over Home Alone 3 and Home Alone 4.
And then the new one.
I don't even remember Home Alone 3 and 4.
Like, well, the three has that little kid in it, right? That's not even like
3 is the kid. It's got the it's not. It's 3 and 4 aren't related to the first two at all. The third one has the actress from Third Rock from the Sun. I know that, and they're after like a computer chip or something.
Yeah.
Oh, the kid's toy car or something like that.
I forgot about that. That's not terrible, I guess, but yeah.
What's 4?
The fourth one was. It's not even called 4. It's just called. What is it called here? Let's see. The Holiday Heist is what it's called.
What?
And it's Finn Baxter sets up booby traps to catch the ghost of his new home's former occupant.
Actually, that's 5.
Oh, that's 5? Oh.
Yes. 4 is this. I don't even know who this kid is, but his name is Mike Weinberg, and he's Kevin McAllister in the movie. That's his character. And then French Stewart's in that one. So maybe that's the one you're thinking of.
That guy?
I'm not watching the screen. So that's 4, yeah. Yeah. But that one has French Stewart and Jason.
What's Home Alone 3?
3 is...
Oh, Home Alone... Okay. Home Alone 3's got the kid that...
he was in something else, right?
Yeah.
Home Alone 3's got Scarlett Johansson in it.
I think okay, so this is the kid. He was also in One Fine Day, Full Court Miracle, Tarzan. He was a voice in Tarzan. Don't know the rest of these movies. Titan AE I've heard of. Yeah, I don't know. Looks familiar.
Yes, I didn't even know there was a Home Alone #5.
Yeah.
I can't even find 4.
What?
Oh yeah, 4 is easy to find.
I just Googled Home Alone movies, and it gave me all of them.
Oh, okay. I went on IMDb and typed in Home Alone.
That's funny. They don't even recognize it as a movie.
Yeah, they're like,
I don't think I've ever seen 4, to be honest. That one's new to me. And even 5, the Holiday Heist.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that one.
Home Sweet Home Alone is the latest one where he's got the Nerf guns.
Yeah, I haven't seen 3 through 5.
Yeah. I think I've seen 3 because I remember the computer chip or whatever. Yeah.
Well, there we go.
The newest one, newest one, Home Sweet Home Alone, has Macaulay Culkin and Buzz. Well, his name is Devin Rattray, but he's
Buzz McCulkin.
He's Buzz McAllister.
The Buzz McAllister, yeah. And he mentions Kevin in it. He goes, "It's just Kevin playing a trick on me like he does every year."
Yeah. So that one's kind of nostalgic.
Yeah. It had some funny moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had some funny moments. I like that one. But the other ones I don't remember. I don't remember 4 or 5. I didn't even know they made a 5. 5's a ghost? He's battling a ghost?
Never seen that one.
It's let's see. It's not really a ghost.
Oh.
But
that makes it even
ghosts
worse.
aren't real.
It's Finn Baxter sets up booby traps to catch the ghost of his new home's former occupant, then discovers that he must protect the house and his sister from 3 bumbling art thieves.
Oh, gosh.
All right. It's got a lot of people that you've seen in other things.
I won't be watching it. I don't even know if that one's on Disney Plus.
I've never seen it. Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go.
Malcolm McDowell's in it.
Yeah. Well,
right.
I hope everybody's excited for Christmas.
Yes.
And we'll have some fun, and then we'll be back because I don't think we'll.
Probably not next week, and probably not the week of Christmas. Maybe the week of Christmas. I'll be back after Christmas. I don't know if you guys will be around, but we could do one after Christmas.
I'll be here. We'll figure it out. We'll be back, listeners.
Yep.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, give us some 5-star reviews. Only 5-star reviews. Apple. I think you get reviews on Spotify. Check out our other podcast, Living with the Land Speeder. Chris comes on every once in a while when he has time. Living with the Land Speeder, where we Star Wars-ify Disney attractions every week, a different attraction. And then if you need your kyber crystals, check out iamGEEK shop on Etsy. Am I missing anything?
I think you had it all.
I got it all. If you want to follow us on social medias, iamGEEK Show on social medias and Living with the Land Speeder on social medias. Everywhere, right? We even got TikTok, so we
TikTok.
I don't do much on there sometimes, but stuff on there. Anyways, all right, and have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next year, or maybe sooner. We'll see.
Maybe soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I was waiting for it.
Merry GEEKMas.
Hey, filthy animals.